Hello, my friends, and welcome. What else do you say? Hi! So, anyway, I wanted to talk about or mention the books I want to read in March that are actually, one is a buddy read, and the rest are part of kind of some book clubs that I would like to participate in. So, there's quite a few, and these are in no particular order. If I'm able to get to these, awesome. If not, fine. But I do want to read. Ooh, pretty. I do want to read all of these. So the first kind of book club is Middle Grade Monthly, hosted by Gavin and Jade. So Gavin from How to Train Your Gavin and Jade from Jaderayreads. The book for March is Amari and the Night Brothers, and this is by B.B. Alston. So Amari believes that even though her brother is missing, people tell her that he is dead, basically. She believes he is still alive. And then she finds something like a ticking briefcase, I think. And then there's a Bureau of Supernatural Affairs, so there's going to be magical elements. And she thinks they are hiding something, including her brother, and so it's going to follow her as she tries to find her brother and find out what's going on. So again, this is the pick for Middle Grade Monthly, and look at that. Oh, that is so... I love it when books have a little something extra on the cover. It's not the end-all be-all, but it's really nice, and a really nice surprise, as it was in this case. So, there's that one. The next book club I would like to participate in is A Touch of Whimsy, and this is hosted by Lexi from Alexandra, Roselyn, and Kalyn from KalynAbridged. The book that they have selected for March, I have never read anything by this author. I know it's a well-loved book series, so this will be my first taste first taste of Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief by Riordan. Yeah. I have wanted to try this for a long time, so this will be the push that I need to try Percy Jackson. He's referenced a lot, and so it'd be nice to try to read this book and kind of start to get some of the references, and hopefully I will enjoy this like a lot of people. I've never heard anyone talk negative about it, so this is definitely a well-loved series and a well-loved characters and author and all of that fun stuff. So Percy Jackson is about to get kicked out of a boarding school yet again, and these Greek monsters and gods, it like seems to be kind of popping out of his textbooks or books or something and just kind of walking into his life. Something of the gods, I think Zeus's lightning bolt has been stolen. Percy's the prime suspect, and so it's going to follow him as he, I guess, tries to prove he's innocent and maybe even find the lightning bolt or something. That's really all I know. But I am excited to actually start giving this series a try. The third book club I would like to participate in is The Howling Pack by Sasha. I keep wanting to say Sasha, but everyone I've heard mention her name says Sasha from The Wild Sasha, so that's how I'm going to say it. I will have all of these channels linked below. So the book that she has chosen for the Howling Pack for March is The Wide Starlight by Nicole, Lesperance. So I do not have a copy of this yet, but I will obtain a copy. This, it's not supposed to be released for another 2 days. So this is it says it's a young adult magical realism fantasy, deals with mental health, so that'll be interesting. I hope that doesn't give me anxiety, but I've been pretty good with things like that. A lot of things don't trigger me in any way. The closest thing that came to it was a book that was about anxiety, and so I got a little anxious reading it, but other than that, let's see. So The Wide Starlight follows, I've got the description here. It says it follows 16-year-old Eli as she tries to remember what truly happened the night her mother disappeared off a glacier in Norway under the Northern Lights. Never whistle at the Northern Lights, the story goes, or they'll sweep down from the sky and carry you away. And she knows it's true. So I like things where they're trying to find their parents. It's journey. I do like journeys. So And I think it'll be beautiful, and hopefully it'll be very atmospheric, especially where it's written in Norway and with the northern lights. So I hope I'm able to picture that in my head, and it's descriptive enough that I'll be able to do so. Book club number 4 is 3 Blondes and a Book. This is hosted by Kaylani from KalynAbridged, Olivia, and Zoe. So I'll have their channels below. I'm not sure. I do watch Zoe Deschanel. Probably said that one wrong. Anyway, I do watch Zoe and Kaylani from KalynAbridged. I've got to find Olivia. If I find her channel, I'll link it below. Anyway, the book that they will be reading for March is Amal Unbound. And this is by Aisha Saeed. Okay, can I just say that the cover is really, really smooth, almost kind of like velvety. I love that. So I'm going to read a little bit of the back. It sounds really good. I'm not going to do it justice. So it says, Amal's dream of becoming a teacher is dashed in an instant when she unwittingly insults a member of her Pakistani village's ruling family and is forced to work at their estate. Navigating the rules of life as a servant gets even more complicated when the family matriarch seems to make a favorite of Amal, causing friction and jealousy among her fellow servants. More troubling, though, is Amal's increasing awareness of the deadly measures the Khan family will resort to in order to protect their interests, and her growing realization that she will have to find a way to work with the others if they are ever going to break the system that oppresses them. It just sounds amazing, and the artwork on this is just beautiful. So it's obviously her hands. There's a book, there's a bird, this moon, the sun, a rose, some henna tattoo designs, and the rose has a thorny vine that binds her wrists. This is just beautiful. So I look forward, and I think this is probably, with reading the back, I think this is symbolic, is the word I'm looking for. And so it'll be interesting to see if these other things are referenced as well. Book club number 5 is Simply We Read by Kaylani Simply Me. The book club, there's 2 books. One is that you can read the next in the Thunderhead or Scythe series. I haven't read any of that series yet, so I'm going with the main book for the pick of March, which is The City of Brass, which I also haven't read. But it's like, I think the other optional one is the second book in the series. But this is the first book in the series, hence why I'm going with it. This is by S.A. Chakraborty. So this follows Nari. She is a con woman. She has excellent skills with kind of conning and swindling people. But one day or one night, she accidentally summons this kind of warrior person that's got really good skills as well. And she starts to learn that even some of the, the cleverest of schemes can have deadly consequences. So I think this will be interesting to read. I have wanted to read this for a while, so this will definitely be another push to try and get this read. Book club number 6, and this is the last book club. But I do have one buddy read to mention after this. So this book club is hosted by Chelsea Palmer. The book club is on Facebook. These other ones are on Discord, but this one in particular is on Facebook, and it's The Page Turners is the name of the club. There's 2 books for the month of March. One is a nonfiction and one is a romance. Now, the nonfiction I have read before. However, I did not particularly care for it because it was an audiobook, and I did not like how the narrator read the book. I think she paused in places that shouldn't have had pauses. The pacing was weird. It just was not a good experience with audiobooks. So I want to just physically read it because it fascinates me. There were some interesting parts. But I want to physically read that. So I do have a copy of that, and that is The Radium Girls by Kate Moore. So this one follows these girls as they work in a radium factory to paint dials of watches and other things with radium. And they are taught this technique called the lip dip paint or something like that, where they put the paintbrush in their mouth, dip it in the radium paint, but because the brush stiffens, they put it back in their mouth. Well, the paintbrush has radium on it. So these girls, or several of them, if not all of them, get very sick. And so it follows the life as they try to battle the big industrial retail or whatever giant for poisoning them and things like that. Again, with the audiobook, it was difficult, so I am going to just physically read this one. And there are images in here from some of them. So that's one thing that I missed out on with listening to the audiobook, is you don't get to see some of the images of these people, and so you can't really put a face to it. Obviously, I looked it up on Google, but it's just different having it in a book. So anyway, I'm really excited for this one. The second book for the page turners that is the romance is Darkfever by Karen Marie Moning. So this is a series, I believe, but this is the first one in the series. So this one you're following Michaela. Her sister is murdered. Yes. So her sister is murdered. It says she leaves a single clue to her death, a cryptic message on Mac's cell phone. So Michaela, so she goes by her nickname. So she goes to Ireland in search of answers. And then I guess there's maybe some, so there's Faye, and then obviously it's a romance, so you can guess what's going to happen there. I love the cover on this. So I'm very excited to read this. Plus it takes place in Ireland, which is another bonus for me, because I just, knowing that I have family from Ireland, I'm intrigued by fiction books like this that take place in Ireland. And the last book I'm going to mention in this particular video is the buddy read that I'm going to be doing. And I will be doing a buddy read again with Lexi from Alexandra, Roselyn. I say we, but I mean, it was fun. And I think that Lexi had fun with it as well. But I can only speak 100% for myself. And I had a blast with it. I enjoyed reading. We read Emma last month in January. And so now we are going to read a different book, and I think it's going to be fun. And we watched the movie Emma after we finished the book. We kind of just DM'd each other back and forth in Instagram while we watched the movie, so it was really fun to hear perspectives about different things. And so I hope we can do that again. Let's get into the book. It is Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier, however you say it. So this one follows a gal, don't know what her name is. She meets Max de Winter as she's been hired to be this companion for this older lady. Anyways, she at this resort type place, she meets Max de Winter. They fall in love. So she becomes the new Mrs. de Winter. However, when she goes to his Gothic style mansion, the life of the previous Mrs. de Winter, who is Rebecca, haunts her. And the maid, Mrs. Danvers, I think Mrs. Danvers loved Rebecca, and just kind of makes things a little bit more difficult for the new Mrs. de Winters. So there's that. I read this once before and thoroughly enjoyed it. I do like the Gothic style settings. So I'm excited to reread this. It's been years, and so it'll be nice to refresh it and see what years of experience, if anything, will change my perspective on anything. But I am so excited to read this with Lexi. So those are the books that I will be trying to read. Obviously, the buddy read will be the priority out of all of these. But the other books will be what I'm trying to read for the book clubs to try and participate a little bit. And I'm really excited for each and every one of these. So if you're going to participate in any of these book clubs, please let me know which one, and I'll kind of watch out for some of your comments if you're going to comment on anything. If by chance you just be happening to, well, if you are going to read any of these books in March, whether or not you participate in one of the book clubs, please let me know and we can chat about the book if you want. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, stay true to yourself and enjoy a good book, and I will talk to you later.